Welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If you're a return subscriber to the channel, thanks so much for coming back and checking out another video. If you are new to the channel, please do us a big favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us a comment below, and that way we can help grow this community of the Whiskey Explorer. So thanks so much for tuning in today again, guys. And tonight I have on my extra special Whiskey Exploring shirt, courtesy of the Bourbon Junkies. If you haven't checked out their channel yet, I'll put up a link above here to the Bourbon Junkies. Very fun, very entertaining channel. I've got my special Whiskey Exploring t-shirt on for a very special bottle tonight, guys. We have none other than Stagg Jr. Alright, so Stagg Jr. Difficult to find, Buffalo Trace product, lots of hype surrounding it, and for this one I can say for good reason. This is a hitter of a bourbon. This here is batch 13. So I got this one here as like part of like a lottery in our annual spirit release a couple years back. Been kind of nursing this one because it's tough to get. If I get it again, it's going to have to be through a lottery, or I'd have to rely on secondary. I really don't want to support the secondary market and pay exorbitant amounts of money to, get a hold of a bottle of Stagg Jr. So I'm kind of nursing this one, savoring it, sharing it with friends, family, anyone who hasn't had a chance to try Stagg Jr. yet. So this one here is bottled at 64.2% ABV or 128.4 proof. So huge bourbon there. And Stagg Jr. is the younger brother to the Buffalo Trace Stagg Sr. So part of the BTAC collection, George T. Stagg is actually a 15-year-old barrel strength bourbon from Buffalo Trace. It's part of the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, or BTAC, and almost impossible to find. I mean, Canada, States, it doesn't really matter. It's a difficult bottle to find. When you do find it or you do get it, you either have a good relationship with a store owner, you win in a lottery, or you pay extra through secondary pricing to get a hold of a bottle. This one here is the younger brother to the Stagg Jr. So what's cool about this one is unchill filtered, uncut, and it's basically straight from the barrel. So really, really, really nice whiskey. What else to tell you guys about this one? We don't have an age statement on this one here, but I would guess it's probably about a 6 to 8 year old bourbon, bottled at barrel proof. Cool looking label on the back there. It's kind of got the same type of thing as the front, but it's like different kind of color. Kind of got the bronze color there. Got the white stag on the front. So let's go ahead and give this one a try. All right. So I don't have too much of this one left. This one's actually already past the halfway point. So I've definitely been enjoying this one, but haven't quite had a chance to review it yet. So let's get a pour of this one going here, guys. Just gonna pour a little bit tonight. Gotta sort of try to savor this one and try to keep it around for a little bit. Because as I said, if I do get it again, it's a rare bottle. They're difficult to find. They're already up to batch 16 now. So batch 16 is the current batch. This one here is batch 13. If I do get it again, it's probably going to be through a lottery. So got to wait again till next year to enter the lottery to try to win another one. And Stagg Jr. is one of the ones that I would definitely jump on getting again if I get the chance. All right, so let's give this one a quick look in the glass just before we head into a nosing. All right, so pretty much it's like a medium medium to dark copper color. This one's definitely got a little more color to it, which we'd expect since it's non-chill filtered, straight from the barrel. Probably goes through like a little bit of a filtration process just to remove like the excess like chunks of char from the barrel, but that's probably about it. So let's give this one a quick swirl in the glass. All right, let's give this one a nosing here as well. So really quite a sweet nose. And you know what, guys? I'm not getting enough on the nose there, so I'm going to pour a little bit more just for posterity. All right, Let's get a little bit more poured just so I can get a bit of a better nosing on this one. I wasn't getting a very good, like, I don't think it was a fair representation, so I want to try to give this a good, honest, fair review and give you guys as many notes as I can on this one. So let's try that again. Give it a quick swirl in the glass, kind of try to aerate it. I'm not going to have a ton of time on the review here to let it open up, but normally I would give it, 8-10 minutes to open up a little bit in the glass. Tough to get a nosing on this one tonight. Oh, there we go. There we go. Wow, the ABV jumped out of the glass that time. Definitely got hit with a little bit of the ethanol from there, from the high proof of this one. So the note I'm getting right off the front is barrel char. So nice charred wood flavor to it, like a smoky kind of mesquite type of nose to it. Barrel char forward, sweet oak, brown sugar, molasses, vanilla, caramel, butterscotch. Really sweet nose. Really, really nice, inviting nose, actually. Really, really like that nose. Wow, it smells amazing. All right. A little bit of the, like I sometimes get on Buffalo Trace, like that green, like Granny Smith apple type nose to it. So I'm getting a little bit of that on the nose as well. All right, let's dive in here and get a taste, guys. Cheers. Wow. Whew. That is a hitter. There's a lot going on there. That is a flavor punch. This one will throw you around the room a little bit for sure. The first thing that I got on the palate was, first of all, the very first thing I noticed, even before I get into the kind of the tasting notes for you guys, was an overwhelming, like, fully mouth coating experience. So what I love so much about the Stagg Jr., unchill filtered, no filtration whatsoever. It's just straight from the barrel. You get such a mouth coating experience. It completely covers the whole palate, front and back, down your throat. Get a nice Kentucky hug from it. And the very first notes that I got were that barrel char. So like tons of barrel char note in there. Can really, like a wood forward kind of note to this one. Brown sugar, a little bit of maple syrup, molasses, and the sweet oak is predominant on this one. So you get a really nice hit of the sweet oak on this one. And then the mid palate was a little bit more of the kind of quintessential like cherry bourbon note that came into play. So like the dark fruits, super rich, super dense in flavor, fully mouth coating experience. Wow, that's an amazing dram. Let's go in for another sip, guys. Now that my palate has kind of had the tongue punch and kind of been a little bit acclimatized to it, let's go in for another sip and see if we can get some more flavors on this one. Cheers. Oh, wow. I liked it even better on the second sip. On the second sip, once the palate's kind of acclimated a bit to it, again, fully mouth coating again. This is a bourbon you can really chew on, so you might have heard me there chewing on this one a little bit. It's so thick, so rich, oily viscosity to it, fully mouth coating, really sweet, brown sugar. The sweet oak is just delicious on this one. Beautiful sweet oak note to it. Rich, like almost like a vanilla Coke, and also mixed in with a cherry Coke, so like cherry vanilla Coke, if you will. Cola note to it. It's just delicious. It's got brown sugar, super, super complex flavor on this one, guys. Fully robust, mouth coating, just a flavor explosion. This one is fantastic. And you know what I'm looking forward to doing? I brought the little water dropper, and this one, since it's barrel proof and we're coming in at a huge 64.2%, can definitely hold some water. So I just got a little bit of distilled water here. So I'm just going to use the dropper. Gonna do 3 drops here. See if we can open this one up even a little bit more with a little bit of water. All right, swish that around a little bit. Let the oils and the alcohol separate a little bit. Come up a little bit in the glass. Oh wow, that made the nose even sweeter. That one's like vanilla cola, cherry. Oh, that's so sweet. It's like almost like a strawberry now even as well. All right, let's give that a nice little taste. Here we go, guys. Cheers. All right, let's give that one a taste. Cheers. Wow, that's even a different experience. That time, with a little bit of the water added, 3 drops of water, I get much more of a fruit flavor punch to that. It's like strawberries and cream, cherry, vanilla. That cola note is much more pronounced now, but that is delicious. Some brown sugar on the end, tons of vanilla, a little bit of butterscotch and caramel. And the finish is a little bit peppery, so a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cayenne. Nice spicy dram. Really highly enjoyable. So I thought it'd actually also be fun to compare this with an older batch of Stagg Jr. So I actually have a sample here, courtesy of a good friend in the whiskey community. So cheers, Ryland, for this one. Cheers, Rye. All right, this is a Stagg Jr. Batch 7 sample. So definitely going back a few years. Let's give this one a little pour, and we'll compare these two. All right. Save a little bit of that so I can revisit it later. So Stagg Jr. Batch 7. Let's see how these two compare. All right, so this is the Stagg Jr. Batch 7 here in this glass. Let's give this one a nosing. Hasn't kind of quite come to life like the other one yet. Oh, there we go. It's coming out of the glass now. So again, we got that sweet oak note, vanilla, butterscotch, the charred oak, definitely wood forward kind of nose to this one for sure. All right, let's give this one a try. Cheers. Stagg Jr. Batch 7. Okay, so this is very different than Batch 13. This one is all the caramel, vanilla, sweet oak. That's all predominant. It is mouth coating, but it's not quite as mouth coating as the Batch 13. It does coat the full palate for sure, but this one's more of like a vanilla caramel butterscotch bomb on the Batch 7, whereas the Batch 13 had all those beautiful fruit notes as well. So it had the dark cherry, it had the vanillas, it had the butterscotches as well, but it also had like some strawberries well in there and some dark fruits. So more fruit in the Batch 13, which I like better. Let's go in for one more quick taste of the Batch 7 just to compare. Cheers. Definitely fully mouth coating. Very, very sweet on the palate on this one. The first thing you get is that sweet oak, vanilla, butterscotch, caramel. I don't get any of the dark fruits at all. The mid palate is more baking spice than in Batch 13. So there's some cinnamon, some nutmeg, so the typical kind of baking spices, a little bit of brown sugar. It's delicious, but it's more of a caramel bomb. Let's go back to quick check-in on Batch 13 by comparison. Wow, even more mouth coating than Batch 7. You get more bite from the proof on this one too. I'm actually not too sure on the proof. It doesn't say on the sample what Batch 7 was, but you feel and taste the proof much more on the Batch 12. On the Batch 13 than on the Batch 7. but it has this beautiful like vanilla, strawberries and cream flavor to it. Dark cherry, vanilla, cola, multi-layered, multi-dimensional, very complex flavor to it. It's got the cinnamons, a little bit of baking spice in there in the finish, and in the back end of the palate, butterscotch, caramel, just delicious. So between those two, I gotta go with the Batch 13. So I'm glad I actually have that one. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining in for another review. Until next time, may your sales be full and your drams be fuller. Cheers.